Well, from rising out of the ashes and breathing new life into your fire, let's take that fire, put it into the kitchen on the stove, and then turn it to medium so we don't burn the ingredients. I'm joined by a face that I've missed dearly, Jenny Morris, and she's here to teach me a recipe that I've really enjoyed thoroughly, although I think I've realized I've been making a terrible mistake. We're making the classic Bolognese. It's a recipe that's rich, it's flavorful, deeply satisfying, especially when you think about coming home. It's a cold night and you've got whatever choice of pasta and then you just put that Bolognese on top. It's the ultimate home comfort food. And Jenny, we were talking earlier on about this mistake I've been making. So every time I thought I was making a Bolognese, the ingredients in terms of the spices I was adding were actually creating a curry.
Well, this is fine. Take the recipe and own it.
So I was mixing India and Italy, and I don't know if that really works in the pot.
What were we saying? We like
Indo-Italian? Is that what
Indo? Well, let's call it Talindian.
Talindian.
Lovely Talindian or
Okay.
pappardella.
But the basics of any Bolognese, take me through the spices that create that Bolognese
Well, just
taste.
think about the Italians and what they... Basil, oregano, you can use rosemary. All of those spices love to be in a Bolognese, but these are more like herbs rather than spices.
Right.
You see, that's the difference.
Okay,
and I don't know if you've noticed, I thought, I'm not burning those onions again and pretending they were
very,
granadilla.
very careful, and you've watched over them. So you've started off with some onions, and you haven't even browned them. You kind of got them to a translucent...
Oh, look at you, baby. You have been away, but you're not away here.
Wait. Okay, so you've gotten those going, and then you've added some bacon to it.
Bacon is going to give it a lot of richness, smokiness, very salty. So I'm going to be very careful when we add the salt, okay, Kat? Come.
By the way...
Put the spice, put the herbs in for your mama.
The herbs, okay.
These ones.
And while I do that, the oil that you use, does it matter? What kind of oil
well,
you
no,
use?
not really. You know what? If you're going to use olive oil, use a good one. Or sunflower oil, just in ning ning.
You, Wabona.
Yeah, ning ning.
Oh, wow, I was about to ruin breakfast for everybody by putting this entire container of salt. Okay, so just a little bit.
Just a little bit, because the bacon is very, very salty.
Ah, of course. You got it. Ah, these are the kind of things you think about. And the same over here as
well.
well.
Pepper, you can whack that whole lot in your...
All right, there we go.
There's a lot of ingredients, so it'll take that.
Okay, sorry.
And then the meat.
Just to get back to what you were saying, Jenny.
Okay, so I have here, it's the base of most stews, okay? So we've got onion, we've got celery, and we've got carrot. I've just rendered the bacon out so that all those lovely flavors can stick to the bottom of the pan and cook through. And then we just get this and let the mince just cook till it's almost changed color. Now we're going to have some chicken stock because we want it to be nice and saucy.
Now, here's the thing. Chicken stock with beef in a pot. How does that work?
You can actually get away with
that. Don't the two flavors
that.
clash?
Not really, but if you wanted to cook chicken with beef stock, it might make a difference.
Oh.
But who cares and who knows?
At the end of the day, if it tastes good, then you just tell everyone I did it perfectly.
Yes.
All right.
Now, we've got some tomato puree there.
Yes.
Now, there's a big difference between puree and paste, because puree means you've just taken the tomatoes and you've whizzed them up. It's a puree, but a paste is where you've cooked them down to this wonderful thick concentration.
So you've reduced it, basically. You've taken away the moisture to keep, intensify the flavor per...
Absolutely. Now, you're going to whack that in for me, just in the little corner here.
The entire thing?
Oh, darling, all of it. Give it to Mama. Here, you can use this.
There we go. I was looking for a spatula kind of thing to use, so there it goes.
And some more olive oil. Just stick a little bit in this corner.
Okie-dokie.
Tiny bit, not much.
All righty, let's see how heavy my hand is.
I'm going to watch you
There we go. A bit more, because you kind of look at the ingredients. There we go.
Love it.
All right, okay, good. So it's at this point where I think things start getting a little bit complicated, because you've just added an intense flavor. Of course, there was the seasoning with the salt and pepper. There was the herbs. That's great.
Yes.
But the tomato really adds a kick, and you need to find a way to balance it so that it's not too...
Some people put sugar, but I don't like a lot of sugar in my Bolognese, sometimes because of the acidity.
Right.
But the balance will come in with the spices, with the salt, with the pepper. It's a nice savoury flavour. Give me tomatoes, darling.
All right, so these are fresh tomatoes that have just been blitzed up.
Yes.
All right, and how many would be going into this?
Well, this is about 410 grams. You know what? You don't even have to use fresh. You can use a can.
Oh.
Nothing wrong with a can, darling. Oh, yes.
I do like fresh, though.
Me too.
I do like fresh.
It's lovely, but we don't always have the time. You know, the thing is, there's a misconception about cans.
Is that?
Yeah, because they pick it fresh and they cook it straight away, babe.
Okay, so you do get like
Straight.
that freshness sealed
Yes,
into...
everything's sealed in, yeah. Give me some lovely chicken stock.
chicken stock, and we can go all the way.
All the way. And it's
nice
gonna
and thick as
simmer.
well.
Oh, look at that.
And if you
smell?
have the time, you use the bones from, because remember earlier on we made the chicken soup.
From scratch.
So then you take the bones
Yes.
and you make a stock from scratch, right?
Absolutely. That you can't beat. I
Yeah.
mean, that is just amazing. If you want to put a little bit of something red in here, you could, you know. Little,
Oh,
yeah,
yes.
you know what I'm saying.
What is that? What difference does that make when you add a little bit of the vino?
Vino gives it nice depth, you know. I mean, it cooks out, so it's non-alcoholic.
Yes, yes, exactly.
So now I want you to, I'm going to dish you some, because this takes a little bit of time, because you
Shall I
need to
bring
love
the
that pot.
plate?
Yes, bring your plate and add some pasta. Don't be greedy now, because it'll have some for the crew. You know?
I really don't know if this is going to be enough for everyone on set today, but I'll definitely leave some. I'll try and see if my food art skills are
There we
up
go.
to par.
Oh, they're good.
Oh, there we go. All right, get this on top. You want to create this perfect little mound of pasta.
Oh, absolutely.
And then you let the
Such a
Bolognese cascade over it.
There we go. Because we want to seat the pasta.
Look at that.
Another little tip, you know, when you're cooking your pasta, try not to put oil in it. Because pasta needs a big pot. It needs to swim. It needs to dance, okay? Some parsley and some beautiful Parmesan cheese.
So we're going to go parsley first.
Yeah. And you don't have to use Parmesan. You can use any cheese that grabs your fancy.
I really
that you
hope the
like
food
grated.
team... I hope I'm doing this right, but...
Doing it so
There you
beautifully.
go. This looks amazing.
So back to that oil on the pasta. Sometimes the sauce can't cling to it.
Oh, okay.
see?
And that's what... Okay.
See, and it rolls off it.
You
So-
want your pasta to dance with the sauce, not to be at an arm's length.
So it just needs lots of water, then it'll never stick.
It's beautiful. Okay, that looks absolutely amazing. Check out the
Yeah.
recipe on expressoshow.com, and I'll just give you this view, because that's what you want. Look at that, the cascading
Beautiful.
Bolognese over the pasta.
Give it
with
another
the
little
cheese.
sprinkle
Just
of
how about
magic
it?
of green.
How about, oh, with the green.
And the
how about
green
it?
too, yes. It's got the Italian flag there now, darling. You've
Let's
got
go.
white,
This
green
is
and red.
The green for the box. They did an
There we
amazing
go.
job this weekend. There
Didn't
we
they
go.
just, eh? I was at the Wales match.
I've got to take a break. But in the meantime, I'm going to take a little taste of this. See you in a bit.